What's up, everybody? It's Tom Gallant for Real Talk with Cristina and Tom. It's Friday night. We're talking tonight about motivation, inspiration, following through on all your goal setting. Christina's going to be joining us any second now. Let me just make sure that she's here. All right. That's going to add her. She should be on any. A little dark over here.
Oh, I'm here. Hello.
There she is.
Hi, Tom.
The myth, and the legend. There she is.
The myth and the legend?
Yep, that's you.
That's me. What's up, Tom? How you doing tonight?
Doing well.
All right. You want to kick us off with for the night, Tom? And then I got
I'll get you going.
4 points for them. That's all I have tonight.
All right. So this morning, I wrote on my blog over at tomgalon.com about motivation and inspiration. And it's a real tricky subject, and there's so much written on it. And, everybody talks about, well, I'm looking for motivation. I'm waiting to be motivated or inspired to start taking action. And that's such a wrong way to look at it. I was talking how motivation, let me start. Inspiration is what gets us started, and motivation is what keeps us going. But the problem comes when you, quote unquote, lose your motivation. Well, if you don't have a plan, then you are going to lose your motivation very easily. Most people on fitness programs, nutrition programs, they lose it within days, weeks, right? Mostly weeks. Most statistics show that people stop using their gym memberships within the first 6 weeks. And then they just carry it for their next year or two, and they don't use them. All right, so what happens is, because they go there with no plan, they're not following a program, they don't have anybody to teach them, they lose their motivation. When, in fact, they didn't lose their motivation, they didn't lose their inspiration, they didn't have a plan. So they're just floating like a leaf in the wind. All right, so we have to be very careful when we use these words, motivation, inspiration. Those are excuses, they're crutches, right? We all have things going on in our life. We're all busy. We all want things. We want more. We want more money. We want bigger houses. We want to have better relationships. We want all these things. We want to get in great shape, but we're looking for that motivation. Well, the motivation's there, right? We just have to stop making excuses and create the plan of action. How are we going to make it happen, right? And the beauty of what we do with MBS is that we provide you with that plan of action. And here's the thing with motivation. Because motivation is a long-term process, as you follow your program and you start to see results, guess what? You get more motivation. And it's a cycle. And the more you work out and the better you eat, the more results you get, the more motivated you are. And the better you eat and the more you work out and the better results you get. It's a cycle, right? But if you don't have a plan, then you're just going to stagnate. You're going to start and then you're going to drop off. It happens all the time. It's what happens in every aspect of our life. When we just go at it whimsically and with no plan, no direction, no short-term goals, no long-term goals, we're just lost. We're just floating, all right? So the key to all of this, whether we're talking about making changes in your life from a mindset standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint, from a physical standpoint, is to create a plan, to evaluate where you are, where you want to get, and then how you're going to get there. And we say it over and over and over again. We're like a broken record with that. Where you're at, where you want to be, how are you going to get there? And that's your plan. Mm-hmm. That's your plan. So, Cristina, with that, I throw it over to you.
Oh, why thank you, Tom. Why thank you. Okay, so I only have 4 steps for you guys tonight because we're going to be covering mindset quite a bit throughout the next year. So, giving you little bits at a time. So, here's how you start to improve your mindset. Number 1, you want to write down your daily goal checklist. First thing in the morning before you do anything else, those feet hit the floor, fill it out. We've explained exactly what that is. So go back to previous Follow Through Fridays or Mindset Mondays and review the content there if you need more information, or as always, email us. Okay, now the second step, right, is going to be where you focus on your victories no matter what, whether they're small or big victories, focus on them. Don't keep looking back at your track record of where you went wrong, or if you didn't come through a situation the way you wanted to. Stop looking at your quote unquote failures, okay, air quotes, failures from before, because before you looked at failures in terms of winners and losers. And when you failed, you saw yourself as a loser. Now you have a better understanding that failures are but mere opportunities to develop new skill sets and new strengths. So now that's where you need to keep your focus on. So that should be what you do throughout the day, because guess what? Little challenges will pop up. So instead of getting stuck there, reevaluate how you're looking at it. We talked about it in change of perspective. Okay. Now, accept that certain situations are out of your control. Example from my blog today: you're stuck in traffic. There's an accident. You can't sometimes see ahead to know that these things are going to happen. So that's something that's out of your control. We're not talking about when you plan poorly, because then you have to take responsibility for that. We're talking about things that are completely out of your control. There's a car accident. Now you're stuck on the parkway. You can't do anything about it. You're just stuck there. You're going to run behind the rest of the day. So you can either huff and puff, develop road rage, be angry, be frustrated, work yourself up into a frenzy, or you could do something more productive, like take a deep breath and throw on that podcast that you've been meaning to listen to that you haven't found the time to do it, because there's nothing else you could do. So you can either whine and be miserable for whatever time you're in traffic, or be productive with it and maybe learn something from it when you weren't expecting to. Then you want to practice positive self-talk. So I'd even write on the top of my daily goal list every morning an affirmation for the day, something that's very personalized, nothing that you're looking up on Pinterest. Okay, people, you know yourself, you know what you need to work on, you know what attitudes need to change, you know the other end of the spectrum, so wherever your attitude is at the moment, write your affirmation, something short and sweet that in those moments are going to get you through the challenges of the day. In addition to that, every time one of those negative thoughts creep in, you need to become more aware of it. You need to stop. I don't care if you talk to yourself out loud. I do it all the time. Okay. And say to yourself, no, that is not me. That was me yesteryear. Today, I've made progress. This has been my victories. And then you retrain your thinking to, instead of living in those negative thoughts, you now are retraining yourself to develop positive thoughts to replace them on it. And the last one is change your perspective on any perceived failure. That is the one you have to drill home. That is the most important one. Okay, drill it home, any perceived failure, and acknowledge it as an opportunity to develop a new skill set or strength. End of discussion. You can either keep looking at yourself like you're destined to be this failure, you're going to settle for this level of where you're at, where you're barely comfortable and living with anxiety, or you're going to strive to better yourself. You don't have what it takes to get that promotion, then you could either be miserable and accept that, or get up off that butt of yours and do what it takes to get the promotion. End of discussion. And if you should notice that somebody is getting promoted, guess what? That's who you want to hang out with. Hey, how are you doing? Why are you advancing so quickly here? What are your skill sets? What are the things that you're doing right? And learn from that person instead of hating on them. People who hate are because they won't do the work themselves and they're jealous that somebody else is doing the work. So instead of praising them, they need to knock them off their pedestal to feel better about themselves. So don't be one of those haters. Don't be one of those trolls. Be one of those educated, courageous people that asks for help, develops new strengths, and finds success where other people will live in their failures, okay? And that's really all I have for you guys tonight, because tonight is just follow through Friday. Stay tuned for next week. We got a whole new week full of topics. Tom, unless you are going to want to throw anything into them, I'm just going to go over our offers.
Real quick, I just want to mention on one of the topics you discussed, perspective. Life is about perspective. Every aspect, from our spiritual practice to our success, to our failure. Every aspect is all about perspective. And if we can learn more about where our perspective is, and am I playing the victim in my life? Am I looking at things that happen in my life? Are they happening to me, or are they happening for me? Those are two totally different ways to think about things happening. One is you play the victim, and you are stuck. You stay stagnant. You see the negative side, and you don't make any positive changes moving. You just stay stuck in the past. Whereas this is happening for me, no matter how bad, quote unquote bad, it may be. What can I learn from it? There's an opportunity here for me to get better, for me to improve. I might have to go through some pain, but that's okay if I want to move forward. So one is holding on to the past, the other is letting go and looking to the future. So take a look at your life. Where are you? What is your perspective? And what are some small changes that you could start making in your life? You could do that right now. Think about something that you're going through. What is your perspective? What would you like the outcome to be? Well, change your perspective. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. All right, so we have a special offer tonight, Cristina.
Thanks, Tom. As always with Dom's, point of view, it's something that we have said several times. Change your perspective, and then we don't, no holds bar, okay, guys? Just adult. Accept responsibility for the things that you're not doing well. Do the work that's required of you to achieve greatness in those areas. Develop the skill sets and the strengths, and stop playing victim like we said earlier tonight. It's time for you guys to adult. Stop whining and adult. Okay, so our first offer is our Revolution 12 that we are promoting for our Workout Wednesday followers. It is a 12-week recipe menu, and recipes are included with it. 3 at-home workout formats: MBS Fusion, MBS Warrior, MBS Power Zone. Super intense. They cover every major area of fitness in these routines. You will have them for the rest of your life to do them. If you need demos, we have it. But you're also getting 3 nights a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or 3 mornings a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, of online live group fitness where you're paired with 1, 2, or 3 other people in that section to go through these programs so that we make sure you understand the mechanics behind it, that you are doing it properly, effectively, and working as hard as you possibly can be to get results and minimize the risk of injuries. You are also going to be getting 1 monthly mastermind coaching session that is geared towards success in general, both in your nutrition, fitness, leadership abilities, and success in your professional lives as well. You're also going to be getting unlimited email support, okay? And the program would normally run close to $2,800 for our Facebook and YouTube fans and followers. It is $624, $150 down, and then you're on a payment plan of 3 payments of $158. So as always, we say email us at info@mbsconnection.org to make sure you qualify for the system. We do not like to enroll people in systems that they are not ready for or are not a match for them. So if you are not a match for the system, we will not take your money. We'd rather say no to your money than have you end up being in a position where you feel like you're failing yet again. Okay, the second one, as promised, and I know everybody who's out there and who's been following us is waiting for us to announce tonight. This was specifically for people who are either working in the industry already or aspire to work in the industry. It is for fitness professionals, wellness coaches, or anybody in the realm of health and fitness. The system has 8 workshops that will be held throughout the year. They are full-length, full-day workshops. The topics we're going to be going over are: what systems are you to put in place? Your sales funnels, your management systems, the kind of systems that minimize the amount of work and make you run more efficiently in your office so there's no more unproductive time in your day. We're going to also go on how to develop programs, how to price your programs for your worth. You want to make sure that you have developed programs that are answering the needs of your clientele and not appeasing your personal ego. So we want to make sure that you put the programs together that offer enough value to your clients, that they get the results, stick to the program, and do the work. We're also going to talk about content, what kind of content you should be putting out there to attract new prospective clients. Also, where you should be spending your money. There's no need that you should be going into Hawk to run your fitness business, okay? And you can easily make multiple six figures throughout the year if you invest your money wisely, and if you return that, you get a return on that investment. So we're going to be talking about that as well. Building your brand, how to build your brand, what to focus on while building your brand. Then we're going to have another one that's going to go over crucial tools, skills, and personal development so that you stay on your game throughout your process here on out. Then we're going to go over how to qualify your clients, because guess what? Not everyone is a match for you, nor should you tolerate everybody's nonsense. So you want to make sure that you are attracting the clients that are going to be successful and that you're qualifying them so you don't waste your time and energy. Then last but not least, everyone wants to know how people close and have the skills to close better. So there's going to be a day workshop where we are going to give you the MBS script to success. That is our closing script. Okay, that is why my closing ratio is in the high 90 percentile. It is the same thing that goes on in every transaction, and I keep improving upon the script. So we are going to share it with you, and we're going to help you personalize it to your specific business. Along with that, you get workshops that are going to be video conference, mastermind groups, okay? Those are going to be throughout the year as well. There's 2 that are going to happen every quarter. You're also going to get personalized coaching sessions once a month for 12 months. Okay, and that's where we're going to get into very specific details about everything you're learning on your video mastermind sessions, and in those full day length workshops throughout the year, we're going to personalize it, nail it down to your specific business. Okay, unlimited email and phone support for the year. There's also going to be tools provided, so we are going to give you the activities and tools that you need in these sessions to get the work done, and you're going to get to be able to keep them and copy them so that you can use them within your facility as well. So we're also going to help you network with the right people. So if you have been looking for the right sales funnels to use or the right sales teams to use, we're going to get you connected. We're going to give you everybody that we would contact with, that we have contact with, and everybody we work with. We're going to give you access to them on a step-by-step process so that you don't get overwhelmed, so you have everything in order. And the first thing is to put yourself in order. That program is going to be $3,900. It has various payment plans so that everybody can afford to do it. Also, during that time, the people who are involved in that program will have the opportunity to get access to some of our systems that are already being used by others, the systems that have made us so successful at a ridiculously reduced price, so that you can implement them right away if you're struggling with developing programs and launching them, okay? So again, call in because spots are limited for that one. That one is we're only allotting 15 people because Tom and I are not going to invest that amount of energy in 300 people in a year. So it's 15 people that we're giving our all to. We're basically going to help you get your business up and running, okay? And make sure that you end in a successful year. All right, so that's all I have for them tonight. Tom, anything else? Otherwise, I'll see you on Monday.
Awesome. Good night, everybody. Good night, Cristina.